So a lot of times on the CBC podcast, there is a big question that is brought up, which I'm going to directly address in this video because now I have evidence that I could just show you while talking about a topic right at hand. And that question is, why is it Marvel always releases films overseas before their US release date? This happens about 90% of the time. People want to know why other territories like the UK are getting a movie like Thor Ragnarok because they feel like it should release worldwide at the same time because it can make more money. Well, let's talk about what Thor Ragnarok has done overseas and then talk about the direct correlation and how it responds to the future of this film in box office. So essentially right now, the #1 territory in the world is the United States for your big movie opening. #2 is going to be China. That's the demographics you want to look at. So they decide that they're going to release a movie over in the UK and a couple other European territories and a few more overseas areas that aren't as big, just to see how big the movie can be. So the UK, for example, they release a movie there sometimes 2 weeks earlier before the US release date because they can gauge. And let's say, for example, they say, okay, opening weekend, we're looking at 20 million in the UK. And then they come out with 35 million. I'm just using this as an example. They go, okay, this clearly has worked out and we decided how much budget we were going to set on it and it's overblown that. They directly look at the two biggest territories. Once again, this is China and once again, America. And they go, okay, so these territories we think will do better than what we're projecting. Put more marketing money, because if we put more marketing money, we can expect a bigger return because more people will see it and be apt to go watch it. This is standard practice for Marvel movies because they want those big numbers and they want that retention week after week. Which brings us to this past week and Thor Ragnarok. So this past week, as it did open up in the UK, the movie was supposed to get an estimated, and this is what they were anticipating, 85 to 100 million. Now, 100 million being the top of the line predictions by experts. So if they hit that, it would have been like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? What did we do? Like, this is kind of monumental. Well, Thor Ragnarok would actually go to way overperform by making $108 million. So just take that in for a second. Expected by most people to make between 85 to 95 and 100 million only being a few analysts saying it'll maybe hit this. It overblows that completely, which means that this movie now has huge legs on it going into America, which they can up the marketing once again, like I said, and push for bigger numbers. Now, it was already anticipated to open over 110 million in the US, so if it does way more than that, they're absolutely going to be blown away. And seeing how this is a big movie, and this is a giant fall movie coming in a few weeks before the competition with Justice League, and about a month before we get Star Wars, this is definitely something that Disney is going to be excited about because it's going to perform very well by all indications. So you guys, let me know, what do you think the film will do when it opens up in the United States? We actually covered this in our predictions and analyzing the box office in the last CBC podcast, which you guys can go check out. And let us know your thoughts because it looks like this movie could be very big for Disney. Even bigger than I think they anticipated.